You know, there are a lot of people that are very upset about what's going on with Pokemon right now in terms of the panic selling allegations, but also the fact that the market is not as hot as it was in previous weeks. Let's discuss it in today's video. Panic selling, is it back on the menu?
Nice, very nice.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VMAT. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and joining in at all the fun we have here. And today we're going to be discussing the Pokemon market and the panic selling that's going on right now. Now you might disagree and say, I don't see any panic selling at all. And then if you have that to say, I would implore you to go on eBay, check out the amount of listings in comparison to previous weeks, but also check out your Facebook marketplace. You'll probably see a lot of scalpers on there reducing their prices, like I have already seen that on Facebook. And it's not a shock because it's also a reflection of the singles market. Sealed product definitely is going to be a little more stable and a little more sticky than things like singles. Singles will definitely implode a lot faster than the sealed product. So with that being said, this kind of coincides perfectly with my last video, but also with the topic in today's video, which is the panic selling. This literally just popped up almost the same day as I decided to make this video on the Pokémon TCG Reddit, the main Pokémon TCG on Reddit, and that is "And the Panic Begins." So, Evolving Skies dropped a couple hundred, and I see way too many people panic selling. Question is why? Now, Evolving Skies has definitely climbed quite significantly in the past 6 months or so. Obviously, it's an evolution set. People still are chasing that Umbreon, the Moonbreon, but also a lot of the other alt arts in the set. But I also think there's a lot more people focused on the newer generation, the newer sets of Pokemon, I should say, not newer generation, and things like Destined Rivals and 151 and Prismatic Evolutions. And I think in terms of the sets that I've been keeping track on and looking at on TCG Player and Collector, the Collector app, I've noticed that the 151 products, the sealed products, and Prismatic Evolutions and Destined Rivals, those three seem to be like the head of the curve when it comes to keeping their prices at least relatively stable compared to things like Mega Evolutions, which has been tanking like crazy on TCG Player. It's lost a lot of value in the past few weeks. So let's react to some of these comments and see some of the Reddit users' thoughts as well on this particular subject about the panic selling and also maybe Evolving Skies. Good. You like things for the long run. This just shows the people who aren't really here for Pokemon and just to make a quick buck. And I was actually at GameStop the other day, and there was like a boomer there asking the employee when there's going to be another Pokemon drop, and it was just funny because I'm just looking at this person like, you're not a fan of Pokemon, just get out. Like, what is the comic book industry collapsing too much and your collection's going down in value, so you're trying to go for the Pokemon stuff to sell it to millennials and Gen Z? Just stop it. Stop. I will say that is definitely the silver lining here, and maybe even if you are someone who wants your collection to go up in value and your investment portfolio to go up with Pokemon and all that, you should still at least see that side of things and be like, oh my god, like the boomers are just sickening. And obviously by boomers, I don't necessarily just mean boomers. I'm talking about Gen X boomers, you know, people who are born in their 60s but pretend like they care about millennial and Gen Z hobbies. Just stop it. Just stop it. It's ridiculous. I've seen so much of it in this hobby. Even video game hunting, it's ridiculous. Okay, you're born in 1965. Why do you say you like Nintendo DS stuff? You should be going for Atari stuff. You don't actually care about it. Like, just stop. And I get it. Some people, it's there to make money. They see it as a means to an end, right? But they trick themselves and think they actually care about it. And then when you hear things like the market is going down, they panic sell because they never really cared about it to begin with. That's what really is happening right now. Same type of people that think the world is ending when the stock market crashes, and then they sit there looking stupid when it recovers the very next day. Except this Pokemon pullback is probably going to last for a bit, which would be healthy rather than just manipulation. I think it's very healthy because also think about the fact that we're getting close to the Christmas season, and I would love to see kids get their hands on Pokemon. It would be pretty shitty if we just see a bunch of Gen X or boomers going after Pokemon cards and clearing out entire shelves, pretending like they care about Pokemon when they really just want a quick buck. And kids honestly want to enjoy Pokemon for the holidays as well. So let's let the kids enjoy Pokemon for once and just let the market crash. It's very healthy, and it'll probably go back up again because it is Pokemon, and historically Pokemon tends to go back up in price. Can't wait to buy up everyone's sealed collection for cheap in 2 years. Yeah, probably. That was happening about 2020, early 2023 for sure prices were going down as well. These people don't understand that corrections happen, and as quickly as people FOMO to buy them, they will sell it just as fast. That is very, very true. LOL, I hope it goes to almost zero. It won't, but I can hope. I doubt it's going to go to almost zero, but it's definitely going to lose some value, and I do see a lot more people selling their collections of not just sealed stuff, but also singles, especially singles as well. And if you guys have an app like Collector, you can also go and track the prices yourself and check out what's actually going down. Again, I said Mega Evolutions seems to be one of the outliers in terms of like the value going down more than a lot of the other sets, and maybe it's because it's a new set and there's a lot more product hitting the shelves. I know I've seen way more Mega Evolutions hit at Toys R Us here in Canada. I've seen it at Walmart's. I've seen it at GameStops. I remember for Destined Rivals and Prismatic Evolutions, maybe you saw it the first day it came out, and then that was pretty much it. You know, unless you have a Costco membership and an in Costco to let you know when the drops are coming, and then you can line up for hours outside for when the pallet gets evaporated in seconds at a Costco. But Prismatic Evolutions and Destined Rivals and Pokemon 151, I don't think those are going to go down as much, especially 151. It's getting harder to find that. You know, it's been around for over 2 years at this point, right? So I don't know. It's going to be interesting, though, to see what happens to this market. I'm hoping that, again, kids get their hands on Pokemon this Christmas. It would be crappy to see the same thing happen like last Christmas, where you saw the scalpers go after those ETBs once they went on sale, but that was also a sign that the market was definitely shifting and going back to a scalper and flipper market for Pokemon. Anyways, guys, I hope you learned something from today's video. Also, leave your thoughts down below about the panic selling, and what's the craziest thing you've seen recently in terms of panic selling? Was it on Facebook Marketplace, eBay? Have you actually been able to buy some collections for cheap? Let me know down below in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.